Hello Internet, I'm John Brill, and this is Accountability on the Local Level Part 2, Making Wards and Adding Seats. On the local level, making districts smaller is pretty easy. Recognizing that some localities in America might have a population of a few thousand, while there are some counties that go upwards of 10 million, we're going to start at a number that is hopefully closer to where a lot of localities are, say 200,000. That has a 5-member local governing body with each member elected county-wide. By the way, I keep saying local governing body because there are over 30,000 county, municipal, and township governments in the United States. These local governing bodies could be called a city council, a town council, a board of supervisors, a county legislature, a board of chosen freeholders, and other exotic titles. The names might be different, but they all serve the same purpose. They're the local governing body. Also, I'm going to use the terms county and locality interchangeably here. In some states, they are the same thing, and in others, they are not, and we'll touch on that in a later video. Anyway, does a county of 200,000 have to elect the members of the local governing body by the county as a whole? Why could it not be a ward system? With a ward system and a 5-member body, then there would be 40,000 people per district, with different parts of the county voting for their respective representatives. You know, like we do with state legislatures. We don't elect state representatives by the entire population of the state as a whole. A state is divided into legislative districts, wherein candidates only have to campaign in their own district. This method of division can be done on the local level, and at that level, it is referred to as a ward system. This simple change makes it much easier to challenge an existing incumbent in any given election, as the organizational challenges of campaigning in a district of 40,000 people are vastly smaller than in a district of 200,000 people. But that is only a ward system with a 5-member body. The local governing body could have 10, 15, 20 seats or more. And you can see how the more seats we add to our county, the smaller districts will become until each seat is one-man campaign friendly. So our hypothetical county of county could go from a system whereby each member of the local governing body has to campaign county-wide and having to attempt to engage with 200,000 constituents to be elected, to a system of 20 districts with about 10,000 constituents so as to be minimally one-man campaign friendly. Or they could increase the number of seats to 40 and have districts with 5,000 people and thus be ideal for one-man campaigns. So yeah, in a locality with 200,000 people, we can make one-man campaigns feasible simply by having a ward system and increasing the number of seats, thereby taking the money out of running for local office and increasing accountability. There are a lot of localities across America that could very quickly make running for office broadly accessible to the widest number of people by shifting to a ward system and increasing the number of seats. They would make it easy for the candidate to personally knock on the doors of the entire district, to include people who do not typically vote in that particular election cycle, those who are likely to vote for another party, and those who don't vote. This enabling of a broader conversation between the people of each district and their local representatives would, I think, be good for the national debate. Such smaller districts would level the playing field between challenger and incumbent, and, regardless of who won, would make it easier for that individual who wins to be in touch with their district, instead of the office holder trying to be in touch with the concerns of 200,000 people spread out over a wide area, and failing. The office holder only has to be in touch with the concerns of 10,000 or fewer constituents over a much smaller geographic area. This narrowing of focus would afford the office holder the ability to be far more in tune with the people he is supposed to be representing, and thus be better equipped to represent them. From the perspective of the local governing body, there is also the benefit of a greater depth of knowledge. With 5 people needing votes from all over the county, it would be very hard for all but a couple parts of the county to have people on the local governing body that are really plugged into their community. There are only 5 spots after all, and the people who wind up winning office year after year and decade after decade might tend to keep coming from the same couple parts of the county. By having a division of labor, whereby each member of the local governing body focuses on one part of the county, ensures that every part of the county will be represented in their local government. Instead of 5 people all responding to the same special interest to get elected and re-elected, and thereby demonstrating the same voting behavior, there would be a greater diversity of points of view. What might be in the interest of one part of the county might not be in the interest of another part of the county, and those interests should be represented. With a ward system and enough seats added to make one-man campaigns feasible, every part of the locality would be represented, and votes on the local governing body would reflect that difference. This is basic division of labor stuff. A large locality will naturally have a lot of small communities within it that need representing, and many hands make for light work. There are a lot of counties that have 200,000 or fewer people where just going to a ward system and adding more seats would do the trick to make each seat more accountable. But when you have localities with much greater populations, adding more and more seats to the local governing body so as to make each district one-man campaign friendly can be problematic for other reasons. Join me next time for part 3 of accountability on the local level, as we discuss the complications that arise from a deliberative body growing larger and larger. Thank you for watching, and if you like this, then click here to see more for Liberty.